There is just such strong competition here at the MIAA. There's never, that, oh, here's like maybe a little bit of an easier game. Every game is a battle. Every competition is a battle. And then, commitment to being the best version of ourselves, I mean, high academics, a commitment to the community. The conference is really committed to the student athlete experience and really serving them.
Back again this week with another edition of the A Game Show with MIAA Commissioner Mike Racy. So thank you as always for coming on. Another special guest because people don't want to hear us just talking the entire time. So we're finding more people to talk with us. It is the new athletic director at Fort Hays State University, Lisa Goddard McGuirk, just fresh into the role. Just a few weeks now. Thank you for coming on and spending some time with us.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been actually 2 months, I think, and it's hard to believe time is flying by, that's for sure.
I was gonna say, what's this been like?
It has been a whirlwind, between moving across the country, but I got to tell you, the community here at Fort Hays State and in the greater Hays community has been so supportive, so welcoming. It has just been truly amazing. So the last, few weeks or few months, I guess, at this point, have really been just listening, learning from everyone who is here. We have a really veteran staff, phenomenal coaches, and the administration here, starting with Dr. Tisa Mason, is truly amazing. So been learning a lot, taking it all in, and then, just having a lot of conversations and really trying to determine through the collective voices of everyone, where is our path leading us? What are our goals? What is that vision for the future? And as I said, we've got a phenomenal culture here and great coaches and administration. So everyone is united and we're ready to roll, and we've already started competing. And yeah, now once we've started competing, it's, day to day, game to game, and really excited just to be here.
Lisa, welcome to the A Game Show. We're so
Thanks.
happy to have you on the show today. So happy to have you in the conference. Obviously, you're not new in Division II. You spent part of your career in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference at a very, very successful program at Gannon. What attracted you about Fort Hays State? What made you think that's the job? That's where I need to go next. What was it about Fort Hays State that made you throw your hat in the ring and go after it?
Well, yeah. So actually, Curtis, the previous athletic director, served on the D2 ADA board with me at the same time, and so, as is tradition in some of those meetings, you share updates from your institution and the conference. So had the opportunity to hear, all the great things that Curtis would share about Fort Hays State, about the MIAA. There were, hearing what he would share, you could tell there was a strong culture of excellence at the institution. And Curtis is a phenomenal leader, so you knew he had to have a strong culture there within the department. So hearing the innovative ideas that he would share and initiatives, combined with the strength of the MIAA, of course, I said, wow, I really would like to explore that opportunity a little further. And so, the Zoom interview got to really connect with some people there on campus, and you could just tell it was a great place. And then when I came to campus, my goodness, being able to meet with the various stakeholders from across campus, it was really evident that everybody was really united around a common vision of excellence and, really serving our students and supporting the success of everyone across campus. So that was really phenomenal to see. And then the greater Hayes community, they are all in, which was phenomenal. And I've been able to witness that a little bit here on game day as our football home opener. And even
Yeah.
at, at volleyball this past weekend, they show up, they support Fort Hays State. So to really have that united culture and that commitment to really serving the students, it all spoke to me and it just felt like home. And here I am, home.
Yeah.
Lisa, I know it's only been 2 months. I know there's been a lot of moving across across the country and everything too. But what's been your biggest surprise so far about Fort Hays and maybe the MIAA too?
Sure. I don't know if it was really anything that's, I should probably knock on wood, right? Anything that's really
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
surprised me, but really just kind of reaffirmed, some of the things I had researched and knew about the university and the MIAA. There is just so much potential here at Fort Hays State. Curtis has done a tremendous job of laying that solid foundation from, which we'll just continue to build. And as I said, we've been working on, what is important to us, what do we value, what are our goals moving forward to kind of build on that tradition of excellence that has been established and that I know our coaches are all committed to, and same with our administration. And then the MIAA, Mike has been phenomenal welcoming me. The orientation as well was very helpful, I must say. But there is just such strong competition here at the MIAA. It's nationally, I mean, dominant. So there's never, that, oh, here's like maybe a little bit of an easier game. Every game is a battle. Every
Yeah.
competition is a battle. And then, commitment to being the best version of ourselves, I mean, high academics, a commitment to the community. The conference is really committed to the student athlete experience and really serving them and just, doing everything at a really high level. So kind of knew that, but to be able to be right here in the middle of it all and experience that is truly a privilege.
Lisa, you mentioned this earlier about the Athletic Directors Association. That was really the setting where you kind of discovered Fort Hays State, some of the things that Curtis would talk about. You're an officer with that organization. And, obviously that's important to the MIAA to have our members helping to lead national organizations. But why don't you talk a little bit about the Athletic Directors Association for those listening and watching that may not know about it, and talk about some of the things that group is doing to help enhance and improve Division II.
Absolutely. Such a vital organization. It really, on multiple levels. I mean, it's education, it's networking, it's, the ability to share a collective voice. Through some of our meetings that we have throughout the year, we're meeting with the NCAA Division II leadership, which is phenomenal. And that opportunity, as you pointed out, Mike, to share that collective voice and represent the MIAA is truly unique, I think. And as I said, it really allows all the different conferences and their representatives to really share that common voice of what is going on with the membership and, what our thoughts are on, maybe potential upcoming legislation, trends that are happening, issues, etc. And to have that dialogue and that opportunity to connect is tremendous. Then on top of that, all the educational programming that they do to serve the membership. We have our annual convention, and there is a ton of educational programming around current events, potential future issues or concerns to talk about that, providing that space, being able to gain additional insight from those members that are doing things at a high level to be able to share ideas, whether that's at convention or the discussion forums that are part of a platform that we have. But then there's just some phenomenal programming. I think, investing in the future of Division II as well, whether that is, currently I'm serving as a mentor in the mentor-mentee program. So for those who are aspiring athletic directors to be able to have those connections with rising stars or those who are interested in pursuing the athletic director role, I think is tremendous. And then, here in a couple of weeks, they'll have the new athletic director orientation as well. So once again, trying to best prepare those who are new to the chair, and then also, set them up to be successful and best serve their student athletes on their campuses. So those are just, a few of the different opportunities, I believe. It is, as I said, it's a tremendous organization, and as I said, it's that collective voice that really makes it special.
At least this kind of goes back. This goes into our next topic too, but kind of stays with the Directors Association as well too. Is that talk about helping new athletic directors figure out their roles and how they're going to get started too. It's an interesting time in college athletics. How do you get those young athletic directors ready for so much unknown and uncertainty when everyone's trying to figure out what's going on too?
Sure. No, I think, having that network is really vital. I even remember, well, maybe barely remember because it was so long ago when I first became an athletic director. I mean, so many of the strong network and mentors that you can create through some of these programs that the D2ADA offers, or being involved in committee work with the NCAA as well, that network is so vital because it's a constantly evolving landscape. And even, things that are happening on the day-to-day on campus, it differs. You might have experienced it at your previous institution, but now it's something new. And I think the network and the mentoring component is really vital. But to best prepare, I think, the biggest thing that we all can do is just be nimble, be innovative, look ahead and see maybe what's coming down the pike. So once again, really staying involved professionally and with your network is vital. But really, especially, I think it's always been important, but even more so now is really being nimble. And for me, the North Star is the student athlete and the student athlete experience. And how can we best serve them? Division II is all about, make it yours is the tagline. And what that speaks to is that every student athlete at the Division II level has an opportunity to create their experience, meaning competing at a high level athletically, competing at a high level academically, being involved with your community. It's that balance and having, the best experience overall. So, every day, that's what I keep at the forefront. And you just continue to move forward.
Hey, Lisa, we just started the fall sports season, but let's talk basketball for a minute, because I know you've realized pretty quickly, I'm sure, that Fort Hays State and Fort Hays as a community, they love their basketball.
Absolutely.
And last year, the women and the men were both playing on Sunday for championships. And obviously, Hays travels very well to Kansas City for the basketball tournament. But what have you learned in your short time about Fort Hays State basketball?
Wow. Well, you can just do your research online. I mean, there's a tradition of excellence and competing at the highest level, whether it's, and Coach Johnson has done a tremendous job over a very, I think he's in his 25th year, I believe, 24th or 25th. But I mean, just a tremendous record overall. And then Talia as well. I mean, what a phenomenal record overall she's had is, in her tenure here as the head coach. But I think, whether it's the multiple conference championships, national championships, NCAA tournament appearances, I mean, there is just a tradition of winning. And also, having interacted with both coaches and, meeting their student athletes, there's this commitment to building, a high level culture and characters. I mean, character building is essential to their organization as well. And I think that's, speaks to them performing at that high level as well. I always say you're committed to excellence, and that means you're constantly striving. That's the great thing about excellence is you never fully attain it. You're just continuing to look and reflect on how you can get a little bit better in every aspect. And then obviously the attendance at the games. I mean, I cannot wait to experience Gross Memorial on game day. Hayes in general comes out and supports all of our sports as a community. But I have heard, and I think they've had the national attendance record for a couple of years, has been floating in that 1 or 2 spot.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait. It's going to be an exciting year, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, it's hard to believe we'll have basketball media day about a month away, and I know our good friends at Johnny's Tavern, our MIAA official hangout and sports bar, they love the tournament and welcoming all of the Hayes fans down to the Power and Light District. So should be a fun March for you.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to experience, the championships all at one venue that's off-site and not on a campus, as well. I think that'll be a new experience for me, and I'm really excited to see that. And I've heard so much about the MIAA tournament. So I'm just excited to be a part of it and look forward to seeing you there, Mike.
Yeah.
Lisa, we'll get you out of here with one of our easiest, hardest questions we asked because none of us have the answer yet. And if we did, we'd probably be sitting in different chairs. But what are you most excited about with the future of Division II athletics? And what are maybe some concerns also? Because we've talked about every time Mike and I talk, or this could happen, but this could happen. If anybody knew the answer, we'd all be sitting in different situations right now too.
Sure. No, I think, Division II is positioned really well. So I'll focus on Division II. I think it's got that balance, as I said, before. It's really about the student athlete and finding that balance with very, very high level competitive athletics, but also that commitment to academic excellence, serving our community, that make it yours for, the student athletes. So I think Division II is operating from a position of strength. I think as I said, the balance is there. But I think, in general, it's continuing to evolve, as you said, college athletics. And, I think the biggest challenge for a lot of institutions is, I'm sure everyone has heard, nationally enrollment, is on a little bit of a downward trend. I'm blessed to be at Fort Hays. We're operating from a position of strength. But, you combine that with the rising cost of doing business. So you got those two conflicting things that are happening at the same time. So, I think that's where, as we talked about, even, new athletic directors, veteran athletic directors, it's really being nimble, being creative, and really having that solution-oriented mindset of really how can we best serve our students and keeping that at the forefront. But no, I think Division II is operating from that position of strength. I think the MIAA is operating from a position of strength, and, appreciative of Mike's leadership and how he is very innovative and leading that charge forward. Whether it's, the multi-camera, replay, that I'm learning a lot about. Thank you, Mike. And so definitely not my level of expertise. So I appreciate learning more about that technical side of things. But I mean, I think it's that innovative approach of really continuing to provide high level experience and doing everything in that first class way that I very much appreciate. And but yeah, I think we're just going to have to stay nimble as things, you know, develop. Trying to continue to preserve that student experience is vital.
Chris, we need to have Lisa back more often. She said some very nice things.
She did. Now
They're all true, Mike. I mean, I'm excited to be a part of this, you know. I say that word a lot though too, so I apologize.
Thank you, Lisa, for
Yes.
being with us. Great to see you.
Yes,
Well,
thank you,
good
Lisa.
to see
Appreciate the
you
time.
too. Well, thank you. It's nice to meet you, Chris, and really appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, we'll be seeing you around. Go Tigers.